I'm having these conversations with architecture firm leaders to talk about mistakes. You've probably been frustrated by your staff who maybe you've even invested in training for them. They've been learning something new, maybe how to do project management and become a leader of a project team, but they keep making the same mistakes. Sometimes somebody learns something, they think they learned something because they studied it. And when they actually go to practice it, actually put it into practice, it's like they freeze up and they don't know what to do. They just can't remember what they're supposed to do. And the reaction is that maybe they didn't know it as well as they thought they did, or as well as you thought they did. But the fact is, they have to go back and keep studying it. It's a process of becoming. It turns out that their brains are actually resisting the application of the new knowledge. So I used to think that brains were kind of like computers, that as you add more information in, eventually you'd have to take something out to fit more stuff in. It turns out that's not true at all. Brain has an unlimited capacity to learn material. You can learn it, but when you actually put it into practice, something else happens. It's like there's this wall, this barrier. I call it the knowledge barrier. The late Bob Proctor called it the terror barrier because it's so scary to try to break through this. There's three factors of human understanding that get in the way: physiological, psychological, and emotional. Now, I'm only going to focus today on the physiological because the other two get too deep for these short conversations with architecture firm leaders. These elements help put into perspective why it's so difficult to learn new material. I have this model of knowledge that basically you think of a ball, and the closer you get to the center, the better you know the material. The stuff outside this ball is stuff that you don't know. The stuff inside the ball is stuff you do know. But put yourself in the perspective of a new professional learning new material. What if you don't have that confidence? You're just learning the material, so you're not very confident with it. There's chemical changes in your brain when you try to do something new. It produces anxiety, a physiological response created by the emotion fear. Produces adrenaline and cortisol. Adrenaline causes our air passages to dilate. It enables us to get more oxygen to our muscles so that we can either fight or flee the danger that we're facing. It also triggers blood vessels to contract, and this allows the blood to be directed to the most vital organs, particularly the heart and your lungs. When you're facing danger and you want to run, you run a lot faster. Cortisol is released as well, and that's a primary stress hormone. And that produces sugar, glucose to your bloodstream. This gives you energy and acuteness of your physical senses. It gives you clarity, perception, and it helps you flee. Cortisol also suppresses functions in your body that are considered non-essential for that fleeing or fighting, including it suppresses our human immune system. So when we trigger an anxiety response, we actually reduce our ability for our immune system to heal ourselves. So if you're running from danger, you don't need to worry about getting the flu. So the physiological response to fear limits our capacity to think and make rational decisions. It limits our ability to be creative and compassionate, and limits our ability to learn new things. So here's the catch. Ironically, the fear of learning something new actually makes it harder to learn the new thing. So that's the biggest challenge in this, that somebody who's trying to learn something new, trying to put it into practice, feels anxiety that they're going to make a mistake. When they fear making a mistake, That anxiety is produced, those chemicals are released, and they can't remember what they learned. That's where it comes from. So what can you do about it? What is the solution to this? Well, I mean, you can't suppress those hormones, but repetition gives more confidence, right? So repetition is the mother of all skills. The more you repeat something, if you take away some of the risk involved in the new professional's early implementation of new material, you kind of give them an out. You essentially say, it's okay to make a mistake. Don't worry about it. We've got you covered. So they can try. And if they make a mistake, it's like, dang it, let me try it again. I can do this. They want to do it. It's just that the fear of making a mistake, it seems in their minds, the risk is too high. So cut down the risk. Give them an opportunity to make a mistake. Don't throw them into the biggest project. They don't need that. Give them something small. Start small and let them build that repetition of activity. Eventually, they'll be able to handle the bigger tasks. Start small, give them things to do. They have to be meaningful. They have to be productive and part of the project so that they can learn how their actions and their activities influence the profitability of a project and the success of a project. So they can feel that they contributed to that success.